Carlos, can you help me with your camera, please? Thank you. Today, our masterclass is about writing, okay? Because we have practiced reading, we have practiced listening sometimes, and today we're gonna practice some writing. The first writing assignment for Cambridge test is emails, okay? That is easy. We have practiced emails before. Today, we're going to talk about how to write a story. Okay.
Perfect.
That is very important. Why it is important? Because it gives you all the instruction needed to write a story. And it is important to know as you're going to have at the test 20 minutes to write a story and 20 minutes for writing the email. So the email is easy. You can do it, I think, in 10 minutes or less. But with this story, and let's say the email is easy. Why is it easy? Because you just write a letter with the elements given. But writing a story is something pretty different. Why? Because there they give you only the first sentence. And then you have to develop the story based on that first sentence. Now, which are the important elements on how to organize a story? Okay, here we have a schema about writing stories. Okay, how to organize them in a simple way so you can do this in the shortest time possible. First of all, in the first paragraph, you write the what happened before the main event. Okay. Then in the second paragraph, you talk about the main event, the important thing that happened in that story. Okay, and in the last paragraph, you talk about what happened after the main event. Here is a short story about a man who dreamt he won the lottery. He bought a lottery ticket. He won, actually, and what happened after he got the money. Before we start putting the story together, it is important to notice this. First of all, stories are always in past, okay? Because you're talking about an event that happened, not an event that happens. That's the key for stories, okay? You talk about things that happened. Number two, in case you include what a character says or thinks, it is in inverted commas. Inverted commas. Okay, in case you say you include what a character says or thinks, it is in inverted commas. Okay, so let me share the other element I want you to check. It's not here. Give me a second. Let me open the other thing I need you to check. That is an article about the expressions you can use for writing the story and how you organize the information, which past tenses you should use for each part of the story. So notice, key language and ideas for stories. Use past simple for the main events, for the most important part of the story that is in the second paragraph. Use past continuous verb for longer actions in the past. For example, I went to a restaurant, I found a letter. I was waiting for the bus, the sun was shining. And use past perfect for a background event, something that happened before the event you described. Unfortunately, I had forgotten my purse. Okay? We can use these time expressions first, then, later, the next day, finally, etc. You can use adjectives to describe people. You can find adjectives to describe places, busy, quiet, modern, to describe feelings, adverb to describe how someone does something quickly, slowly, carefully, and adverbs to comment on what happened. Luckily, fortunately, unfortunately, sadly, happily. Okay? So these are elements, especially these ones, where you know how you can use each one of the verb tenses when you write a story. Okay? Questions up to now? No. The verb tenses, no problem with the organizations of ideas. Okay, so let's come back to our story. So this story is about a man who had a dream, who was unhappy with his job, and he had a dream about winning the lottery. So let's see. Blue. First of all, we have to identify the person. I mean, give a name to the character. Let's say Mark. And describe his situation. Mark was a bank clerk who didn't like his job, and not tell boss is a jerk, because his boss was a jerk. So we describe the characters. Who are the characters? Mark, the man who won the lottery, and his boss, who was a jerk, a bad person. Okay? That is what you do first. You describe the characters. One day, comma, and we get the dream. He had a dream. He dreamed he won the lottery. Okay? He won the lottery. The next day, because we cannot say tomorrow, but the next day, al día siguiente, he passed by a store, saw a lottery ticket, and bought it. Period. Mark thought. And I use the inverted commas to indicate what he thought. Maybe I could win a prize and get some money. Okay? Here we have the first part. What happened before the main event? Which is the main event? That he won the lottery. Okay? So here we have the first event. Then we go to the main event. What is the main event? He actually won the lottery. Let's put it, notice everything in past tense. 2 days later, comma, I use the time, he passed by the same shop and checked the lottery winners. Okay? He was surprised when he learned. Here, learned means enterarse. He had won. It happened before he saw the lottery winners. So I use the past perfect. He learned he had won the biggest prize. In the lottery. He felt amazed when he realized, cuando se dio cuenta, that money would let him, wait. He felt amazed that money would let him live for the rest of his life without a job. Inverted commas. I'm rich, he thought. Notice what he thought in inverted commas. He thought. So what do we have here? The main event. He actually won the lottery. Okay. So here we have the main event. He won the lottery. He actually won the lottery. Okay. And of course, he was very happy. He won the lottery. Finally, we have what happened after he won the lottery. He went to the boss office. He told boss he's a jerk and he quit his job. So we follow the order just like it is. Let me use another color. Let me use light green. As soon as he got to the bank, because remember in the first paragraph, we said he worked in a bank, he went straight to his boss office. The boss asked him, "What are you doing here?" "Go to your desk now." Inverted commas because that was what the boss said. "What are you doing here? Go to your desk now." John smiled and said, "You know, I think, or I'm sure, you are a jerk, a bad person." And immediately after, John quit his job. So here we have what happened after the main event. After he won the lottery and he was sure he had won the lottery, he went to his job. He told him, "Hey, listen, you're a jerk." And he quit his job. Okay. So notice I followed the order before the main event, and after the main event. And all the time I used simple past tense, past perfect, past progressive, because stories are given always using the simple past progressive, or past perfect tenses. Beside, in the first paragraph, I described the situation before. Second paragraph, the main event. And third paragraph, what happened after, what happened at the end. Okay? That's the order you should follow to write a story. If you know the order, writing a story becomes very, very easy. What is difficult when they tell you, okay, write the story and you don't know the steps. Okay? So, what are you going to do? You are going to write a short story in 20 minutes. Why 20 minutes? Because 20 minutes is the time you get in a real Cambridge test to write the story. The writing part in the Cambridge test is 40 minutes. 20 minutes for the email and 20 minutes for the story. Okay? How do you say, Miss, and how can I do it? By using the steps I told you. Organizing your ideas in that way. First paragraph, what happened before. Second paragraph, the main event. And third paragraph, the what happened after the main event. So in Cambridge, they're going to give you something like this. This is the first sentence. So you're going to write a story about the Laura and what happened at the moment she left her office and it was raining very hard. Okay. So in the first paragraph, you're going to say what happened before. Laura got to his office very early. She had a lot of work. Or uh, Laura is a secretary or an engineer that works in such and such place. Okay. She was a very good worker. She worked a lot. Her job was, and you describe Laura's job, always using past tense. And then, which is the main event, it was raining very hard when Laura left her office. Okay? That would be in the second paragraph. First paragraph, describe Laura and what happened before she left her office. Then, what happened when she left the office and noticed, oh my God, it's raining. And then what happened maybe after she got home, maybe when she got to the bus station to catch a bus to go home, maybe what happened uh, when she found a taxi to get home. How was she? How did he feel? How did she felt, etc. So you're gonna have 20 minutes to do this. Okay? Please, I'm going to put here the what we did with the story. Okay, the elements you have to use to write a story. So you can use this as a guide before main event, and after main event. And all the stories must begin with that sentence. Which sentence? It was raining very hard when Laura left her office. This is the first sentence in your story. Okay. Please write them in a way that you can post it in the chat so I can check if you follow the rules. If you use the past tense, okay, if you use the past tense to write a story, if you use the inverted commas for speaking, and something really, really important. You need to use the structures you have learned in B1. For example, the gradable and non gradable adjectives, the passive voice, the report speech, the unless. Because if you tell your story only in simple past, the examiner would say, come on, this is an A1, A2 vocabulary. and examiners are expecting you to use structures that belong to B1. So try to use them as much as possible, okay? So your 20 minutes start now. Okay, by 9:15, you should have it ready.
Sorry, Miss, but the subject of the history is not about you write it before.
No, no,
The
no.
Laura, no.
Yes, you have to begin with this sentence. It was raining very hard when Laura left her office. That's the first sentence in the story.
It
Okay,
was
so please
raining.
get it? It was
The
raining very hard when Laura left her office.
okay.
And then you start the describing what happened before Laura left her office, describing Laura, saying what her job is, what does she do at the office, maybe her profession. You describe Laura and the situation. It was winter, it was autumn, it was spring, and rain was very common at that time. Then what actually happened at the moment she left her office. She forgot her umbrella. She noticed she forgot her umbrella. She noticed her umbrella didn't work. She didn't have any umbrella. She thought, oh my God, how can I get home today? She thought I'm going to get wet. I'm going to get sick with pneumonia. And then a coworker went out and offered her a ride. Or then she decided to take a taxi and it was difficult. So she got wet taking the taxi. And then what happened next? She got home soaked and the house was very cold. The heater didn't work. She took a shower. And the next day she got up and she couldn't go to work because she was sick. She had to go to the doctor and she got pneumonia. What happened after she left the office under the rain? Okay. Remember, it might be a happy story that she solved the problem, or it might be a sad story that she never solved the problem, that it was raining very hard. Okay. That depends on you. So let me pause. Okay, please put your writing in the chat so we can check it. Hey, time is important in this kind of tasks. Hello, okay, people. Eduardo. Okay.
Okay, Miss, I send it.
Okay, I'm opening it. Okay. Give me a second because I opened it and it got closed. Okay, right here. Okay, here. Okay, okay. 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 Okay, okay I don't know why it gets closed. Here it is. Okay, let's see. It was raining very hard when Laura left her office, and that was terrible for her. She started to think that this cold rain could ruinate the simple present, okay, because it's a could, her without the E clothes, and her pretty and long blonde hair. The city was totally empty, and Laura's boyfriend
Laura's boyfriend, okay.
never came. So she had to walk. Unfortunately, all the ways were empty, all the streets were empty.
On the streets, okay.
Yes, not the ways, the streets, the avenues were empty. So Laura
Couldn't take, okay.
couldn't take a bus. Remember, after the auxiliary verb, the verb comes in simple form. Okay, she started to think, hey, just the umbrella couldn't protect her from this heavy rain. Heavy, heavy rain, no hard rain, heavy rain. And she worried about her health. In the middle of her return to her home, Laura saw a man. And what happened when he saw the man? Ta-tan. Okay. So you describe what happened, but here is like describing the event itself. Okay, not
Okay.
what happened before when she was at the office. Okay, good. Carlos, Maria, I'm waiting for your submissions, please.
Miss, I'm writing in the chat.
Okay. Maria, I'm waiting for your submission. Okay, I think tomorrow I keep on writing stories. Carlos, Maria, I'm waiting.
Sorry, Miss. I'm Sorry, Miss. I was writing.
Okay, let's go to Maria's. Remember, Maria, past tense. Okay, so Laura worked in a bank. She was checking account statements. So here we don't use once, but some. Okay, here you can use not once, but some.
Sums?
Yes, some
Some.
account
Some.
statements, not
Okay.
once. I know you want to
Okay.
say unos, okay, but it is not, for unos, we use some account statements. She was, so here, remember, we need to use past tense, okay? So for example, she worked, she was very concentrated in her work, not your, her, because we're talking about a person, okay? So it is not your work, but her work, because it's the work she was
Her
doing.
work.
He
Okay.
hadn't realized that it was raining very hard. So immediately thought, again, past tense, thought that, oh, my car is broken. I need to take a taxi. And please remember the inverted commas. Okay? The comillas. So here you need, oh, it's raining very hard. My car is broken. So the term here is not wrong, but broken. It doesn't work.
Is sorry?
We
Oh,
use
broken.
broken. Okay, my car is broken. My car doesn't function. Okay, the rain was very hard that she had to use the stairs because in the building it wasn't light, no electricity down from the third floor. And when she came out, her taxi was there. Finally, she arrived to her house, not your house. You are thinking Spanish, a su casa, but it's la casa de ella. So here we use her. Her house,
Her house.
arrived to her house, and she fixed a very hot cup of tea. Not prepare, fix it. Because prepare is when you get ready for something. But when we talk about food and drinks, we use the word fix. Okay? Notice, you have this part, okay. What happened before she went out? Okay? But then, remember that she went out. The rain was very hard, and it is up there. And not that. So, in consequence, okay? Then, so, in consequence. You have to use a word that links cause and consequence, okay? So she had to use the stairs because in the building, there wasn't power, no light. We said in
Power.
Spanish, no había luz. But in
Ajá.
English, for electricity, we use the word power.
Power.
Okay? There wasn't
Okay.
power down from the third floor. I imagine you are working in a cell phone because of the misspelling. And when she came out, her taxi was there. Not here, but there. Okay? Her taxi, because we're
Her
talking
taxi.
about her. Remember that when we use possessive, we cannot translate. For I is my, for your is your. For when you are talking about a woman, we use her. About a man, we use his. Two or more people, their. Me and a group of people, our. Okay? So you need to check your. It was raining very hard when Laura left her office. When Laura had left, she saw that she didn't have an umbrella, and the only person in her office was her boss. She asked him if he could lend her an umbrella, and he said no. And she told him, "You are a jerk." Next to her office, there was a shop. She bought a new umbrella, and after she left, she told her boss, "I quit." And what happened after she quit and she left the office? Okay, so here you have, okay, the first sentence. Okay. When Laura left the office, she saw, no, she noticed. Se dio cuenta. Okay, so here is not she saw, but she noticed. Or she realized. Se dio cuenta. Okay, here we can use noticed or realized. She noticed or she realized she didn't have an umbrella. And the only person in her office was her boss. Okay. Here, I need to put a period and separate the paragraphs. Notice that when we work with this, we have separate paragraphs. Okay, so one paragraph for before the main event, second paragraph for the main event, and third paragraph for after main event. Okay, so we need to separate it in different paragraphs. Okay. She asked him if he could lend her an umbrella, and he said no. Here is not the verb said, but the verb tell. He told him. She told him. Okay, no, she said him, but she told him. We use the verb tell for speaking with someone. He told him, "You are a jerk." And here you need to describe what happened. Okay, here it is missing. Here it is missing what happened. Okay. So here you can say she was really upset and she left the building under the rain. Because there is next to the office, there was a shop. And then I continue. Next to her office, there was a shop. She bought a new umbrella. And after she left, she said her boss, "I quit." No, because she had already left. Ya se había ido. Okay. So here, after she left, she got home. She was wet because of the rain. Remember, she went to the shop under the rain, so she got wet. Fix it. They fixed a hot drink. Fixed a hot drink and went to bed. The next day, okay, she got to her boss' office and she told him, "I quit." Okay, but here there is something missing, okay, in this point. She was really upset and she left the building under the rain. Next to her office, there was a shop. She bought an umbrella. She got home and she was wet because of the rain. He fixed her a hot drink and went to bed. The next day, she got to her office and told his boss, I quit. I quiet es yo me quedo callada. I am quiet. In this case is I quit, abandono, me renuncio, me voy. Okay? And please remember, when we write the story, we use single paragraph for each part. One paragraph for before, one paragraph for the main event, and one paragraph for after main event. Okay? So be very careful to follow the order and to use the structures you have learned in B1. You can introduce conditionals, you can introduce report speech, you can introduce passive voice, you can introduce modal verbs like the could, the would, okay? Because as I told you at the beginning, a Cambridge examiner is expecting you to use vocabulary at the B1 level, not at the A2, not at the A1, but a B1 grammar structure and a B1 vocabulary. Okay, so that's very, very important. And don't worry, in regular classes, we have a unit about writing a story. So you won't get you're gonna have another opportunity for writing stories as in the master classes, okay? Tomorrow, I'm going again to write a story. So if you can come and get another class about writing a story. Okay. Thank you for coming and see you tomorrow in class. Bye, Carlos. Bye, Maria. Bye, Eduardo. See you tomorrow.
Bye, Miss. Thank you. See
Bye,
you tomorrow.
Miss.
Thanks.
Bye.